hi, my name is Gianfranco, and we're gonna make an AI mobile app. Why AI? Because the idea is that instead of having a boring alarm that wakes you up in the morning, or a song on Spotify or a playlist or something like that, you can choose a voice that calls you. You can use a random voice, and also the message, of course. You can say, can be specific, customize the message that you want to hear. Say, hi, good morning, have a fantastic day, or hi, good morning, get up of your, wake up, you lazy peep, whatever you want. We'll see how fun can we make it if the AI lords let us be more creative, or they're very bad. But yeah, that's basically the concept, a mobile app that calls you a specific time on the phone at the moment. In the future, maybe we'll actually let you put your phone number, and once it's verified, they call that phone number. We're gonna use React Native and Expo specifically because it's the easiest way to create a mobile app for both Android and iOS. I'm probably gonna focus on Android first and then iOS, just because I think majority of my friends are on Android. I live in Spain. I have friends all over Europe, but I think that's how it works, how we will do it. And then if people want iOS, I'll do it. I do have an iPhone here, so it's just do one first and then iterate. So that's the concept. I'm gonna put, of course, all the code open source on my GitHub. Let me show again what was I doing. So one of the initial repositories that I used is called Create Expo Stack. It's React Native boilerplate that has, of course, TypeScript, the new Expo router, which means the screens are in a different file. So for example, we're gonna have tabs. This is at the moment tab 1 and tab 2. We have call now and settings. So by just having a file called call now settings, and I'll show you how exactly you specify this. By having just simply files, you can have a route that is that. You don't have to have, for example, before you need to use React Native navigation to set that up and specify the routes. The styling we're gonna use is native wind, which is basically React Native. Sorry, basically Tailwind CSS, but for React Native. So I haven't used it much, but it seems very simple. You have a component, you have some text, you have some class like bold, which is defined by CSS, and it will automatically convert that to a React Native component, which is actually very simple. Unistyles, I'm not familiar with this. I think, it's another UI framework. So yeah, we're not gonna use that. We're gonna use native wind. And as a backend, we're gonna use Supabase. Supabase has a free tier for hosting databases, authentication, and APIs. Actually, I want to check the pricing because I just got an account quickly and didn't check. So it's free for unlimited requests, but I guess it limits you by 50,000 monthly active users, which I think we're unlikely gonna get there. 500 megabytes of space, I think never, almost. Maybe the bandwidth is the first thing we'll ever gonna hit, or the storage. But in terms of storage, perhaps we're just gonna store a few very small files, so nothing really. So until we get to pay even $25 per month, gonna be a long time. Yeah, so this was the original boilerplate that I started, but this is a mobile app. It needs authentication. It needs a lot of things. I wrote this roadmap file with help of ChatGPT or Claude specifically to help me create this roadmap file, which is basically, I want to break down the steps that I need to make a mobile app. I originally told it I just want to schedule alarm, and then because that's something that it's more known. But then I told him, I actually want to be an AI voice. I told him to use TypeScript, things like that. The React Native paper I originally thought to do. Clark is another authentication system or service, but Supabase has authentication. If I go to my Supabase dashboard, you can connect to all of these different providers. Apple login, Google login, GitHub. Of course, you'll have email and password, which is the first we're gonna do. With Twilio, maybe we can use Twilio. In that way, you put a phone and then Twilio will call you. That would be cool. Maybe not today, but definitely, in the next couple of days. So feel free to subscribe and like this video. I'm gonna hopefully build this this week and release it. What day is today? Today is the 17th. I literally have to do it before next Monday, 23rd of December. So yeah, before Christmas. This has to go live, and fingers crossed everything goes well with the Apple or Google Play release as well. Cool. So that's that. This is the repo I started from. And I was saying this is the front end, right? We have a front end application, or we have a mobile application, which I call it front end. But one of the things we need is authentication. We need a database to store the user's preferences. In the future, we're going to use credits as well. So hopefully this will make a little bit of money if somebody thinks this is useful. So because of that, we need a server. And I found this very cool repo called Create T3 Turbo. It's from the same people. From Theo. So Theo is a great YouTuber. You definitely should follow him on YouTube and X. He's really prolific and really funny, really fun to watch him. He even has some real products. So he was the original contributor, or the first person who started this other repo called Create T3 App, which is a full stack Next.js boilerplate. Look at how he was when he was young or younger. So it's a very popular boilerplate. It has a lot of a great stack. I will explain a little bit all of this, why he did this, how to get started, and now it's it's used by and maintained by a lot of different people. And somebody thought, okay, let's actually do the same, but for React Native, and use Turbo. So actually, this is if I'm not wrong, this is the Next.js application here, because if we go to source app page, T3 create T3 turbo, this is it. So it allows you to have a landing page, an API for your mobile app, and some authentication all in one repository. You have some things that are shared between the mobile app and the Next.js application, so you might want to do that. Some UI components that you want to share, like a button, drop-down menu, those things can also be put together. So I thought to put the best of both worlds, the T3 Turbo and the Create Expo stack, and put them all together. So I started doing that yesterday, and I will continue in a second. But before we go that and get into the nitty-gritty code, let me show you what actually the app will look like, most likely. So yeah, this is basically a tablet, and I'm gonna draw, and you can see what I'm drawing. It's called Remarkable if you're interested. Okay, so the app, right? So we're gonna have tabs at the bottom. This is gonna be the call now button, because I think that the first thing people want to do after they download the app is actually try this out. Maybe they want to schedule to be called in the morning or at specific time. Let's say you're on a date and you want to be called in a couple of hours by a mother or father or something, and just in case to be safe and your phone will ring, you can do that when you schedule. But at the moment, I think the first thing you're gonna do when you open the app is just simply list the voices that you can able to pick. So you're gonna have Joe, and this is like the iPhone what is it called? The iPhone selector, where you can drag up and down, and we have a little play button to preview. And of course we'll have a big call to action or call now button, which will actually make the call. And it's gonna be very simple. Once you press that, it's gonna look like the ChatGPT interface, something like this, where it starts moving once your microphone is talking, because you actually be able to talk to this AI. It's not just gonna talk to you or send you a pre-recorded message. It's actually gonna talk to you with, of course, some instructions originally. So let's say it's like motivational call, motivational thing, like you have to wake up in the morning to go to the gym. Maybe you have an interview and you have some nerves, so you would like to have a quick motivational chat, what's called a quick chat with a voice that maybe a famous actor. So in the future, maybe we can put a famous actor and voices. The sky is our world. So yeah, that's basically what we're going to do. The second screen is going to be schedule. I need to figure out the icon for that, but that's an icon and schedule. And that screen, we'll do that later, but it's actually very similar to, for example, the Google clock application on an Android phone, where you have a couple of UI elements to select the alarm. So of course you have to first select the time, the day, if you want a specific day, or if you want to say I want to be called every day at 8 a.m. Yeah, maybe the ringtone if you want to make it ring before pressing a button in order for the call to start, because maybe that is an easier thing to do for me as a developer point of view than actually starting the call and making the call with Twilio. As I said, Twilio is a provider to make phone services. So let's have a quick look at Twilio. I have an account, but I haven't used it in a long time. I think they should have a lot of AI. Can you do WhatsApp calls? This looks like it's programmable messaging API, conversational verify. I think it is programmable calls are still not allowed in WhatsApp. I don't think they have enabled that. But definitely you can do Twilio AI calls with OpenAI. So yeah, actually let's talk about which AI tool, which AI service are we gonna do. We're gonna use basically, yeah, it's a conversational AI application with Twilio and the OpenAI real-time API. If you haven't tried ChatGPT, and the real-time voice, I think, oh, that's a new voice. I need a new voice. New chat. Hi Santa, how are you?
I'm as jolly as ever. Thank you for asking. How are you doing today, my friend? Are you getting excited for Christmas?
Thank you for that lovely message. Can you say hi to all the viewers on YouTube? I'm writing a mobile app that is going to use OpenAI API to call people and tell them good morning.
Hello, YouTube viewers. It's Santa here, wishing you all a magical day filled with joy and cheer. And what a wonderful idea for an app, spreading good mornings to everyone. Keep up the great work, my friend.
Thank you so much. So there you go. I'm not even paying, by the way, for ChatGPT Plus. You have a certain amount of minutes or conversations. I'm not really sure. So, you know, this is amazing. We live in a world where you can create those kind of voice applications. There's a lot of tools online that you can build from and use and try out and see if people like it. So that's one of the reasons I thought about doing this. You know, I know how to make mobile apps. I know how to do full stack applications. I want to learn about OpenAI real-time API, some Twilio things. I just want to learn about more technologies. At the same time, I'm starting a coding school, so I thought this could be a great content for you to get. Okay, enough of rambling. we're gonna later follow this. There's a few options in the OpenAI, in the voice AI thing. So let's call them real voice API options. So we actually do have this option of the Google Cloud text to speech, because with the release of Gemini 2.0 last week or a few days ago, they also released how do I go to the Gemini Google announcement? Yeah, so this new AI model, and even this is the Flash model, which means it's the smallest or fastest version, not the fullest, biggest one, is much better than a lot of the different LLMs or large language models that exist. There's a lot of interesting demos that they show. They have one for developers. You can play games, and basically the AI will look at your screen, and you can ask questions like, hey, where are the golden tokens? Or where did I left my house? I'm lost. And the AI will talk to you back. It's pretty interesting. But the one thing I wanted to check, it was the audio, real time audio. Oh yeah, we have to go to developer blog. Real multimodal live API. This is the video. Where is the thing? I don't know if it's a great idea to put everything in one single blog post. At least for me, it's not the easiest thing to find things about. I think this is it. That's experimental models. These are the actual models, but where is the audio real time? These are the capabilities. These are some guides. Yeah, so we can do this in this way. Most of all these applications use WebSockets. That's the way the data, the voice data actually goes through your phone to the server and back. So once you press call, what is gonna happen? So what is gonna happen is that from an architectural point of view, this is the app. This is my server in the cloud, hosted on Vercel. It's gonna talk to my server, and it's also going to connect to the different real-time voice service like OpenAI API. So it could be this, it could be in this way, but most of the time the way all this works is through WebSockets, which is a protocol to send data. It could be real-time data like chats. It could be used for audio. I don't know if it's used for video as well, but this is kind of the way they do it. I know that I was trying to use another service to demo another app, and it was using it was kind of a different architecture where you had the server, but it was not kind of connected like this. There was a third one as well, but we'll see how we get there in the back end and what is the best architecture that they suggest. So this is, as I said, this one is one option. The second option is, of course, OpenAI real-time voice API. I'm pretty sure that's not the the docs, but hey, let's see. Yeah, so we're probably gonna try to do this. The only thing about this, I believe this is the most expensive. So I'm gonna have to either limit it very heavily, OpenAI. Real-time API. So it's the pricing is a little, you have to calculate, because the way they charge you is by tokens, kind of similar how let's say traditional LLMs that use text. So they convert audio to tokens. Even here, see, like it's $100 per million tokens. I think they say an audio input costs approximately 6 cents per minute, and audio output costs approximately 24 cents per minute. So if you talk more to the AI, it's cheaper, but if the AI talks to you a lot, it's gonna be more expensive. So let's just put this there, so it's easier for us to later check. That's the price for input tokens. Output tokens is it's double. And also you have cached input tokens. So this is something interesting. So it's, for example, for output tokens, it's 10 times cheaper, and this is done automatically as far as I know, at least for text calls or text generation. So, or is it for input? It's for input only. Model prompts often contain repetitive content like system prompts and common instructions. OpenAI routes API requests to servers that recently processed the same prompt, making it cheaper and faster than processing a prompt from scratch. This can reduce latency by up to 80% and cost by 50% for long prompts. Prompt caching works automatically on all your API requests, no code changes required, and has no additional fees associated with it. So I think this way works is you just kind of keep using the same prompt over and over, and if it has the same tokens and it begins almost always the same, then it can cache a lot of, the outputs, I suppose, because it's gonna return almost the same thing. So yeah, there's not a lot of information, and maybe in the dashboard it tells you if you used caching or not, but we'll get there when we get there. Oh yeah, this is LiveKit. This is the LiveKit company that I was trying to use. So probably we're gonna use LiveKit. As they say here, this is like how to use LiveKit's WebRTC infrastructure. WebRTC, it's different than WebSockets. Where is the Wikipedia article? It allows basically projects to use real-time communication via APIs, allows for audio and video communication and streaming to work inside web pages by allowing direct peer-to-peer communication, eliminating the need to install plugins or download native apps. Do we have, is somebody talking about WebSockets and the difference? Let's see if we can find a diagram. Maybe WebRTC is used for audio and video, while WebSockets is mostly for text. Why? So WebRTC, peer-to-peer communication between users, WebSockets, client to server, data transfer, audio, video, and file sharing. WebSockets is more text and binary. So see the difference here? There's different types of data that you can transfer, or it's better to transfer. The purpose is different for in terms of internal communication. The protocol is UDP. So in the TCP, I won't go into what's the difference between that. You can definitely Google that. But it's one of the main protocols that work in the internet and make everything work. Handles through the inbuilt mechanism of NAT. This is something about networking. WebSocket says that it needs additional server. And here you go, the use cases. Real-time messages, notification, and collaborative apps. Audio, video apps, and real-time. I think this is the opposite. File sharing apps. Audio and video apps. I think this made a mistake there in the last table, last row of the table. Nevertheless, we're gonna use what they tell us to use. LiveKit is a great company and solutions, and it's a great company and have great experience using their products. Allows you to build this kind of real-time voice applications, and they don't have the AI. They don't have the actual large language model or multi-modal language model. They leverage OpenAI. So yeah, definitely check LiveKit. Speaking of pricing as well, they do have a limit of 100 concurrent participants. The free tier, 5,000 minute connection minutes. So if we think a phone call is 5 minutes, that's 1,000 minutes. I think 1,000 minutes, 1,000 people, let's say, even if it's two calls per minute. That's 500 people in 1 month. You know, if we reach this and we have to pay $50 per month, will be great. Will be a great problem to have. So this is the second one we're gonna probably try to use first, because I've tried a little bit and it seems very good. And it allows you to pick different large language models. And the voice, I need to figure out where does the voice come from. Let's figure that out together, shall we? Let's learn together. By the way, you can try a lot of the demos that they have here. They have pretty good documentation. You can test different things and tells you if your browser supports WebRTC. I believe WebRTC is supported by all browsers. Can I use? It's a great website to know the different technologies are now supported by a lot of the different browsers. WebRTC, for example, is definitely supported by Chrome, Microsoft Edge, Safari, Firefox, Opera, pretty much all of them except for IE11, but of course nobody cares about IE11 anymore. Internet Explorer 11. Say goodbye to that. So that's definitely works for us. The question I wanted to check is, the question I have is, where would I be able to pick the voice from? Because the voices are actually very important. If you have a very boring voice calling you in the morning and you cannot tweak it or customize it a little bit, at least to tell you, to motivate you to wake up or to give you reassurance, like the whole app has no purpose. Composition. Let's see, voices. So yeah, actually with LiveKit you can use Twilio voice. But I want normal kind of WebRTC voice calls. They had probably something in their blog recently, or speech to speech. I suppose actually if they're in this example goes with OpenAI, it's gonna be OpenAI's voices. But can I use other voices? Because 11 Labs now has a real-time voice API or something similar to that. Conversational AI is what they call it. It's not as customizable. I'm not sure if we can LiveKit can connect to that. Let's give this a try.
Hi there, I'm a support technician from Laptop Care Solutions. I understand computer issues can be frustrating, but I'm here to help get things sorted out. To start, could you tell me what kind of laptop you're using? Windows or Mac?
I'm using a Linux Ubuntu laptop from 1992.
Oh, I see. That's a bit older than the systems I usually work with. It sounds like you might have a very specific setup. I'm not sure I'll be able to help with a system that old. I'm happy to try my best, though.
Don't give up, though. I mean,
you tell me?
I'm sure you can figure things out. Right? No. Hello? Can you hear me? think this is running. Anyway, yeah. So they literally launched this maybe also less than a week ago. So, and also, by the way, for some reason, either it's the WebRTC or live audio, it doesn't really work that well in Firefox. So if we're gonna test this on a browser, we're not gonna have to use Google Chrome for sure. Oh yeah, this is the one I was following this tutorial. So let's go quickly, because actually I need to remind myself how this works. So this is LiveKit and OpenAI, allowing you to make real-time voice applications. So you can, talk to an AI, it talks you back, and it's very quick. When you use advanced voice, ChatGPT understands not just what, but how you say things. And it can respond in 300 milliseconds, expressing a range of human emotions. Here's how the future works under the hood. And this is actually really important. Hume.ai is another provider that we're probably gonna look into later on, but not today. Because as you know, if I say something like, hey, how are you? Or hey, how are you? It's very different. And my tone of voice, I can probably listen that I have a soft nose. You can understand different things. But if you simply have a voice to text system, so you only have text, and then you send that text to a large language model, it won't pick up any of those things, and we will lose a lot of let's say information or data about what you're trying to say, how you're saying it. So by understanding your tone of voice, or if you are talking very quickly, or you're talking very slowly, or you are maybe have an accent. I'm not sure if an accent will help the AI understand and talk to you in a different way, but it really makes things better. Sorry if I am jumping around too much, but this is an interesting LLM or audio audio model. So Moshi, it's a great fully open source speech to text model for real-time dialogue. It actually runs this whole thing on a MacBook Pro or any computer. You can actually check the demo. Let's do that quickly on Chrome, and you'll see how it works. It's not perfect, but for a fully open source where you can run this in your own laptop or in your own server, I think it's absolutely great. Oh, they didn't have a queue before. Let's see if it works.
Hello, how's it going?
I'm doing great. Can you tell me a short story about a dog called Mimi?
Sure, I have a short story about a dog named Minnie. She was a very special dog who loved to hang out with her owner Tim. One day Tim went out to buy some milk, and Minnie decided to go with him. They walked into the store together, and everyone in the store was amazed at how cute Minnie was. Tim bought the milk, and Minnie began to wander around the store, looking at all the different products. She was so curious, and everyone who saw her was amazed by her intelligence.
Okay, thanks. I got... can you tell me something about Tim and the milk? I think the milk
Tim
was
and Minnie
not
were
good.
walking back home when they noticed a cat
milk
in the
was-
alley. The cat was very sick, and
Hello,
Minnie
hello,
wanted to
hello?
help it. Tim decided to take the cat to the vet, but they had no money for the bill. Tin was very poor.
Okay. Last time it was actually really good at understanding as soon as you talk to it and stops talking, and that, you know, when you talk to somebody and you kind of interrupt them, they usually stop. And AIs that do voice usually do that. And I thought Moshi did this, but maybe it's just this time. You can hear the voice. The voice is not that good. It's actually really robotic. They probably sorry. They probably had to do that because of the speed they wanted to do. There's definitely a very interesting paper to read. You can download the paper here. You can put it in Notebook LM to hear an AI tell you about a paper about AI. But it's a really interesting way they build this. I believe it's all written in Python. You have a demo, you can download everything locally, and you just need a little bit of RAM to run this and play with this. It's a science lab, or OpenAI open science lab in Paris. So as you probably know, there's a lot of different startups in Paris that are really interesting. Anyway, I'm really going really far and not coding anything. So we're gonna use most likely LiveKit and OpenAI because it's the easiest thing, and this is how it's gonna work. We're gonna have the mobile application directly connecting to LiveKit cloud servers. In this way, instead of 1 second. Instead of the data going from the app to my server and from my server to OpenAI, which will add latency or will make things slower, the app will connect directly to, in this case, LiveKit. For the voice. So this has better latency, better, less cloud costs for myself, and better overall experience for everybody. There's still WebRTC that needs to happen between LiveKit Cloud and OpenAI, but they probably have a very good network and understanding of how to make this more efficient and quick. And then actually they do use WebSocket. So let's see. A user speech is captured by LiveKit Client SDK. That's our mobile app. That speech is streamed over the cloud, LiveKit Cloud, to OpenAI's voice agent. The agents relays the speech prompt to ChatGPT 4o, that large language model, for example. And that's step 3. And then step 4, it basically goes all the way back. There's some inference, that's a fancy word for some AI processing. And then you get the speech backs, and then you hear the voice on the mobile app. This is some Python code. And for those who want to try this, where is the GitHub repo? Oh, of course, you can definitely put this here and try the playground yourself. Let me just put the OpenAI key without you guys looking at it. So this is actually a really interesting demo. You can see the source code here. Real-time playground by live kid in examples, and they seem to keep up to date. It's mainly a Python backend, which is not even that big. It's how long? 300 lines of code. It runs the backend and then the front end, which, as we said, it connects directly to LiveKit Cloud. So you have the initial instructions. You can select a voice from OpenAI. So at the moment we only have these voices. We'll have to figure out how this works for different languages. You have some things you can try. Let's try the Drunken Sailor and see how it sounds.
He caught me in the middle of my rum ration. What tales from the deep do ye seek? The sea, she be full of mysteries and adventures.
Yeah, not the greatest voice, but it sounds okay.
Me hearty, what brings ye to the docks today? Be it tales of the Kraken, or the hunt for lost treasure that gets ya
Okay. You got the point. You give it an instruction. You're a sailor that has been at sea for a time, blah blah blah. You're exceptionally drunk, slur your speech, and lose your train of thought. Your accent is thick. Let's try actually something and I'm interested in, which is another language but using the same voice. Eres un futbolista super famoso de Argentina. Te llamas Jesus, my brain went blank. What's his name? Maradona. Ganaste hoy el mundial. Estás súper, pero súper contento. Let's see if it works. I can't remember which voice is which.
Ayudarte hoy.
Okay, let's try Shimmer.
Hoy es un día increíble.
I want a male sounding voice, please.
Hola, ¿en qué puedo ayudarte hoy?
¿Qué tal? ¿Qué tal, Maradona? ¿Cómo estás?
Hola, estoy súper bien, muy contento. Ganar el mundial es una alegría indescriptible. ¿Y vos cómo estás?
Yo estoy muy bien, muy bien. Me encantó verte ayer haciendo goles, esa mano de Dios. Madre mía, madre mía.
Muchas gracias. La mano de Dios, sí, fue un momento inolvidable y me alegra que lo disfrutaste. Es un honor haber podido llevar alegría a tanta gente. ¿Cómo viviste ese partido?
Okay, this is actually really good.
¿Puedo ayudarte hoy?
So definitely we're gonna use the echo voice for Spanish, and OpenAI ChatGPT-O has a lot of knowledge. So by having these kind of things, that could be our first voice. Why not? Let's write that down. Voice options. So one of the first in terms of languages, of course, English, the second Spanish, and yeah, it's not Maradona, it doesn't sound like him. So maybe we're gonna say Argentinian. And the voice is echo. The other OpenAI voices, where is the documentation? Voices. So these are the 8 voices available. It would be great even if we have Santa, because as you heard before, we have Santa option in ChatGPT. If you scroll down, you can pick Santa.
Hi, Hi, glad to meet you. I think we're going to do great work together.
Hey, I'm ready to hit the ground running. So if there's anything you'd like me to focus...
Hi there. I just want to share how thrilled I...
Hey there. I've got a really great feeling.
Hey, it's great to meet you. How's your day going?
Hi there. Nice to meet you. I'm excited to help you get things.
Hello. It's lovely to meet you. If there's anything you need, please don't hesitate to let me know.
Hey, how's it going? I'm looking forward to working together. Let's figure out where to start.
Hey, what's up? Feel free to ask me about anything that's on your mind.
So my favorite one currently...
Hey there. I've got a really great feeling.
Hi there.
Hey,
Where is it?
I'm ready to...
Hey there. I've got a really great...
Hey, it's great to meet you. How's your day going?
Yeah,
I'm really looking forward to working on some cool stuff
personally,
together.
this is my favorite voice, Breeze. It's kind of neutral. It's not really male voice, not really female, and it has, I guess, a good voice for me. Unfortunately, these are not the same voices are available. So for some reason, I guess they are even more strict. But you know, here we go. Maybe in the future they'll add more voices and you can customize them, and similar to what what's it called, 11 Labs. Oh, another demo I have to talk to you about later, but let's actually write some code. 11 Labs is the voice cloning. So in the future, it would be great to have to pick a voice of a celebrity and actually hear that person almost perfectly. Of course, in theory, we should get, or in actual practice, you have to get their permission. But I'm pretty sure next year is going to be the year where a lot of celebrities are going to license their voice to either OpenAI or other companies, and you'll be able to hear things from Snoop Dogg, Trump, I'm sure is going to do one. Anybody, Elon Musk, anybody who wants to make a bit of money to license their voice and become more famous, they'll be able to do that, and you can listen to them talk to you. So yeah, I want to do one with Santa, but Santa only works with 11 Labs, and 11 Labs is not the greatest API and development tool to use real-time voice at the moment. So yeah, so we went through LiveKit, Google, OpenAI, Hume. It's another option, but I'll let you guys research yourselves if you want to. We're gonna have to pick a voice from OpenAI, and that's it. Let's actually do some coding. Enough of rambling. It's already been an hour, and I haven't written a single line of code, like most people do during their first morning hour. So yeah. So this is our repo. At the moment, yesterday I was moving things around because when you have a turbo project or turbo repo, you have different projects or applications inside. So I was moving the package.json that was outside to here inside. So I have the Expo package.json on the right hand side and the one I had there, and then I'm gonna have to still keep one for the main turbo root folder, but we're gonna do that later. So these are vector icons which I'm gonna use for a font awesome to have some simple fonts and icons, for example, at the bottom of the screen and the tabs. So we're gonna do that. We're definitely gonna use async storage. React Native navigation we're not gonna use anymore. This is UI switch. React Native pretty much. Supabase, that's the one I was discussing yesterday. Is the client gonna connect directly to Supabase? So is the mobile app doing that, or is it going through the server? I'm not really sure. So we're gonna figure things out. Maybe for authentication we need, maybe for the database we don't. But we can always remove this later, so let's add it and then maybe remove it. I'm not sure about this too, but I believe since we're gonna do authentication, we're gonna need the web browser. Oh, we already have that. And the dev launcher, I don't know what this is. Let's have a look at npm packages. Any debug builds of your application will gain the ability to load projects from Expo CLI. Okay, so it's a development tool, and so I guess we'll need that. Let's put it as a development tool. I think that's it. Now I need to go to this repo, get the package.json that is under root, which I think I need everything. Yeah. So we're gonna copy the entire file, paste it here, call it call me please. If you guys have any suggestions about a different name for this app, that will call you and motivate you in the morning to wake up and get out of your bed and maybe do the laundry, maybe go to the gym, maybe get a coffee outside, maybe pet a dog, anything that you want to do. That sometimes, especially in the winter, you know, it's a little bit more difficult. It's cold, nobody wants to go outside. You're nice and cozy at home, so why not get Santa or somebody to call you and to tell you hey, and motivate you to get out. So if you have any better names for the app, I'd love to hear it. Cool. So I think I have all this, everything is there. We're gonna do npm install, which is similar to npm but a bit better. Peer dependencies unmet found. Okay, so basically we're using Expo, or sorry, React Native doesn't want such a new React. I think it's gonna be okay. I'm pretty sure they haven't done so many changes. Okay, there's a small issue in oh, lines are not sorted. Oh my god, I didn't know this was an issue. Okay guys, I'm sorry I didn't sort the lines. Wow. Talk about ESLint being too obnoxious and what is the word I'm thinking? Overreaching, too strict. Anyway, I can. Okay, so we do have that now. This was the previous thing I was running, and this is stuck for some reason. Let's scale the process. Bun x. Kill all bun x. Nothing. Do I need to do -9? Yeah, okay. Now that thing is killed. Let's do run. What do I need to do? I need to run the mobile app. And I have a shortcut, but npm run dev filter Expo. It's with the command for turbo to just run that. What do you mean there's no Expo package? Here. We're gonna have to fix this. There's an Expo thing here. Oh, is it the name? No, it's called Expo as well. Is it because no file in workspace? If I just do run dev, which is gonna run this and gonna do the dev, what it's gonna run? Is everything running? Operation was cancelled. WebSocket server is not a constructor, so there's some issues with the Expo CLI. Okay. Do I have a process running? But that should give me a different kind of error message. No, Expo doesn't seem to be running. Expo start. Let's go directly to that folder. So apps Expo and run start. Let's just run this locally. Okay, so we do have an issue here. The question is what changed? Because yesterday at least that was working. I didn't change any of the actual code. I moved basically everything that's a good one to do. Let's ignore the turbo folder, and I guess almost everything. I don't know what nitro is, but we might need to do that. Did I keep this npmrc file? Just a quick timer to check what's happening. I don't know if we need this. Link workspace packages true. That's not the default. pnpm workspaces, packages and tooling. This is something about post packages, but say they have the same thing. Inside of Expo there's a package JSON, something here. Maybe I'll just remove all the node modules and run this again. And install things again. Oh look, somebody even committed git clean and remove all the node modules. I wonder why you didn't do git clean to remove the node modules folder. There's turbo clean. Let's do a turbo clean. Let's do all the cleanups possible. And hopefully that will work. Okay, so I did that. Let's install. Again, all the 100,000 packages in Node.js that we're going to leverage to make an app. Okay, we got that working. Can we start the Expo client, please? There we go. Nice. So we have Expo bundler working. We have the simulator. If I refresh this, how do I refresh? Reload. Program loading project. But at least we have the bundler running. Which file does not exist? Export router. Unable to resolve module. Blah blah blah. There's no log in here. That's not great. What could be the problem? So this is the main file, and this was the main file. Also here in the package JSON you say, oh, index.js. Well, here I think we had router entry, and here we had, where was the code here again? Here it just says, yeah, Expo router entry. There's a lot of stuff. That's why sometimes the boilerplate is good, sometimes it's bad. I know majority of the technologies, so if you haven't used so many, like all of these ones, it might be not the greatest idea to start with. If you're learning how to code or learning how to make a simple mobile app, even using React Native, I suggest you to start from the smaller boilerplate and set of technologies and slowly build up. But for me, sometimes it's interesting to get my hands dirty and learn many things at the same time, if you have the time to do so. Cool. So what are the changes that happen here? There's index and Expo, and in the package.json we had this main entry, see here. We also, I want to check, we had Expo 52, and here we have Expo 51. So since the majority of the code is actually going to be 52, let's use 52, and let's do this, and let's install this newer packages. And also I believe the mobile app itself, the native mobile app that was initially built, it was on Expo 52. So when it's not really a good idea to switch between major versions. If you're gonna update or downgrade, make sure your JavaScript has that version, your native code has the same version. If you don't do that, you can find issues. So I'm just gonna go back to what I had. I think I'm gonna do the React Native. Oh, I see. Where is it? I was wondering yesterday, what the hell does this mean? Where is React 18 defined? And I think I've figured it out. I think it's in here, in the turbo. Where is it? In the npm workspace file. You specify all of this. So this is really useful actually. If you want to keep the same React version and update all of them at the same time, and you have multiple applications, let's say you have Next.js here, you have React or React Native here, and because you might have UI that has to have the same React version, you can specify here in for example this specific application, I want this React version to be what's specified here. And if we go to the Next.js package.json, the same is here. So by kind of linking these two things and this catalog, you're gonna use the specific versions. That's good. Something new that I learned. That's nice. React Native reanimated. Save area context, screens, React Native web. Are we gonna use? I thought we're not gonna use React Native web. We can, but Maybe in the future we will. At the moment, I think we're not going to. So let's make sure we have those versions. React Native navigation. Yeah, we said we're gonna use that. React router. That's something it was complained. Oh, I think that's the issue. Oh no, Expo router is here, and it went down a version. Maybe that's the main issue actually. Status bar. We want 2.0. Web browser, we want the version 14. Splash screen. Do we have a splash screen already? Oh yeah, the Expo allows you to specify splash screen, which doesn't exist. Where do you have a splash screen here? It was in assets, so let's put it there in the folder where it's supposed to be, because we want to later customize this. Where are my assets? I had all these assets there. This is what happens when you move things around and then you don't put them in the right places, because there's so many files and you can get lost. And if I'm getting lost, I can't even imagine how lost you are. So apologies for this. Hopefully in the next tutorial we actually have in the next video we're gonna have a proper project structure. It's gonna be easy understandable, and we're actually gonna write code that we're gonna be able to see on the mobile app or our simulator, and not just me looking at how to fix little bugs and things. Let's put this splash screen. So we were looking at splash screens packages. Secure store is version 13, which is not even here. I don't even know if we really need that. That's probably to secure the local storage. Yeah, I mean, yeah. If we really want to go production ready. But I think that's it. Constants is same version. Expo it's 52. Let's give this a try, shall we? Stop that. Rerun npm install. Hopefully I can switch and commit all of this. And we're gonna run again the Expo bundler. We're gonna do a reload. At the moment it's basically loading the JavaScript, and it's telling me it's, oh, okay, different error, so maybe that's good. Yeah, see the assets are missing. Let's add the icon. This is the app icon. I don't know if we need a favorite icon and where that even is used, because maybe if it's a web, yeah, if it's a React Native web, the same for this. If it's a React Native web application that you're gonna build and deploy, then that is gonna do that. It's gonna use that. In the layout file, what is the error message? Global CSS is not found. Where is global CSS? Oh, I changed it to styles, is it? Yeah, so it's the same thing. I just need to call it styles. Now we are trying to, it's trying to load the API.tsx, and it's complaining about session store file, which is not longer here. It's nowhere to be found. It's not here. It's here. Okay, so this is the Expo secure I was talking about. Yeah. Okay. I guess to store your authentication token locally and securely on your mobile app, they want you to use that. Yeah. I mean, it's good practice. Let's follow good security practices from the beginning and not put them later. That's what we should do. Okay. Alright, is it gonna work now? Cannot find the native module. Okay, that makes sense. I think I installed just the JavaScript project. Now I need to do a run dev iOS. That's gonna start and build the actual native project. Great, so we have an issue with the native build. Lovely. What was the bundle identifier that I used? Because probably that was also different. That's in the app.config.tsl file. App.config. It's not here. Thankfully I committed things, so I can go back in time and say what the hell did I do, or what the hell was the default. Interesting. So that file, it's start with the app. So maybe I'll search for a bundler identifier. Ah, interesting. It doesn't have that. So we didn't have this file. We had a Babel file. BBB. Let's see. We had all of this. The initial commit. Does the initial commit have the Babel file? Oh, it had this one. We were using CES config, which is something we're gonna learn in a little bit, but we didn't have this file. And this one project uses Expo version 51, so maybe is an older way of configuring Expo or not. So for this I'm gonna x and try that again. So hopefully it doesn't use that file. The app JSON now is here. Require iOS bundler identifier. I need to put that there. The Babel, sorry, Babel. Maybe maybe that's not the issue then. Babel, what does it have here? What is the difference? Plugins. React reanimated. Something that we might need to check. I'm gonna let's call it old, and then we'll figure out. Let's move this file here. This is the native wind. Let's remember the Tailwind CSS, but for React Native projects. Prettier config, maybe put it here because we need the Tailwind CSS to work there. Native wind there as well. Global CSS, oh, this was what I was complaining about. We don't need that anymore. EAS JSON. Oh wow, so this was really changed. I'm gonna delete this, put the newer one in the Expo folder. Tailwind, oh, we have two Tailwind file configurations files. This is using native wind presets, and this one as well, but this one is using our configuration, so I like this one best. tsconfig, let's say this tsconfig sometimes is important to make sure to do this properly. TS, that should include this, then this, and Expo types is here, that is there, native modules excluded. Yeah, I'm not sure when to do this. I think it's not really needed, so that's okay. Turbo is here. Metro. We have two metros. Let's put them side by side. The previous one is this. The new one is this. Default config is default config. I actually like this a bit better. It's easier to read. But we just need to rename this to metro config. It will give me the types? No, because of... Oh no, it actually works even though the ES lint there is there. Okay, native wind and metro config. So we can get rid of this. Components JSON, yeah, this is for the ShadCN kind of components that you can also use in React Native that I'll show you later. I think I need to move this env file, 1 second. Just in case I show these things. Cool, so we should have everything. Let's check again. The issue, it was the native build. You always have issues, especially with native builds. And it didn't the build, so it's gonna fail. Why are you not making the build, please? Make the build. Oh, it's run. Okay. Run. Let's call it run then. Run Android. Run Android. And dev iOS and dev Android is gonna do the start. So if I do run iOS, oops, it's gonna see that it doesn't find the files, which are now inside of this src folder, not inside of inside of the Expo folder. So where are our assets? Src. Let's try again. Basically, this is coding. You know, you try and make it work, and AI is helping you sometimes do that. And I do have AI helping me sometimes here, from Claude to Olama, Locally, JavaGPT, you know, you name it, everybody can help you. But if it doesn't work on your laptop, on your computer, hopefully the best person that knows how to fix this is yourself. And yes, we do have now IDEs or things like Cursor, which in theory have access to your entire repo, and you can tell them, hey, how do you do this? Fix this, and it will hopefully figure out things how to do it. And it can be useful. For example, I was learning how to use Svelte, and so I thought, okay, yeah, I'm gonna need some help with this. I don't know how to use Svelte or Svelte Kit, which it seems really nice, really fast, but I just need to do a quick couple of changes. But it's, if you really want to learn how to code, you can use AI for sure, ChatGPT, anything if you get stuck. But I would definitely recommend you to try and start from scratch as much as possible. Make a little web page, make a little mobile app, make a little, you name it, and just learn little by little, and you'll enjoy and be more happy, I think, by understanding and learning what is happening behind the scenes than figuring out how to write a prompt for ChatGPT or any AI to tell you to fix and write the code for you. In my opinion, I think that's better. If you really want to learn how to code, as they say. If you really want to learn how to cook, don't you know, look at the chef and see what they're doing. So yeah, definitely try that. And yeah, it's always good to learn by doing. At least that's how I learned. So yeah, native builds, the first time takes time. The second time it will take less time, because it, first of all, Xcode, it will cache things, or Android Studio caches a lot of things. And second of all, once you have the native build run and you have it running inside of the simulator, how do you close things? Once you have things closed, sorry, the native build run, just the JavaScript needs to be bundled and passed to you. So yeah, so while this is building, we can review, hopefully not for a long time, but this is the roadmap of and the various steps in order to make this mobile application. We're gonna use Turbo repo to have the mobile app and the server in the same place. We're gonna use different places, different packages, basically just folders to put different parts of the code. Drizzle for the database, OREM, object. What's OREM? Object relational mapping. It's just a fancy way of saying, just helps you specify the columns on the table and make your code connect to it. We have definitely we're going to use ESLint and Prettier to make sure our code is automatically formatted and works. We're going to use Expo router, not React Native navigation. TypeScript does stand for state management. It's just a different way to use a different state management library instead of Redux, and seems to be gaining more popularity. TRPC for making API calls and sync the types between the client and the server. Some things are a little bit overkill for such a small application, but I always want to learn things. So here we go. It finally finished building the app. I don't see any errors. Failed to send the CA event. Okay, I don't know. I think it's all good. Screen does not exist. Okay, at least we don't have a native error message anymore. So now we can fix some of the JavaScript issues. So that's something I need to figure out. We have the Expo router in this index.ts file, but in the way it was configured in the Expo stack, I think it's here. Where did it put the package JSON? Should be this. Yeah, see, they have if we have Expo router, use Expo router entry. So I think it's the same as this. Maybe I need to say that the files are in src. Asset bundle patterns. Let me have a look at app.json. This is where you configure things for the Expo. So this is what I have, and here app.json it's not really here because this was the old version, and this is also TypeScript. Go to home screen. One second. So is there some code that actually is already running correctly? Go to home screen. Oh, okay. So it's loading. It's loading the not found page. Okay, so we have something. So the layout, I believe, is being loaded because, for example, if I put text view hi or hello world, whatever, and import this. No, it's a React Native package. Since when's text view? It's not a React Native package. By the way, DevDocs is a great website to have not only the documentation of a lot of different things in one page, but also have them offline. So for some reason you are in a train or you're in a flight, in a plane this Christmas, and you want to do some coding. If you get all these documentations offline, oh, of course, and you do rn text, or is it React Native tab text view? Oh, it's called text now. I thought it was called text at some point. Text view. Maybe I'm a bit behind in my React Native knowledge. So if I get rid of this, oops, I may maybe move this screen. Yeah, we should see hello really there. We put a lot of hellos. So this layout is being rendered, which is great. At least we have something. But it's just when I will load the pages, it says that the first screen does not exist. And it loads the not found page instead of one of the tabs. Why would that be it? I wonder if the safe area view has anything to do with it. Because we did a lot of these changes here. Maybe this has nothing to do with it, but sometimes when things are hidden from you, you don't really know what's happening. At least it's hidden from me. Oh, we have here the model, we have the status bar from Expo. If we go back, what? It seems like it's navigating to a screen. So the tabs are loading. What the hell? Let me undo this then. Undo this. Why is it navigating? The first thing it does, it loads to something and it navigates to the not found screen. But if I go back, I have my tabs here, kind of. Okay, let's slowly understand what might be going on. So we have the layout with the stack. We have the tab that's working because if I press here, the model is working. Sorry, the model is working. If we have the tabs, which is in the tabs thing, it should load this layout. Tab bar, active tint color black. Nothing, I don't see anything black. See the icons here. This is the icons, this is the cog. If I want a different icon, I can put a... Is there a banana icon? No. What did we want? Did we have the call list of calls? We have an alarm icon. Alarm, no. Okay, we might need to figure out that one out. But mail, reply. See, this controls this icon at the bottom, which is cool. And this is why it's called a cog. But I wonder why that is doing that. Why is it navigating to that screen? Maybe because the call now thing. Oh. Could that be it? Or do I need to say src? Oh, I think it could be this one actually, because the type tsconfig we had is using, it was not using source, and now it's using source by saying that this is everything inside of source, and inside of source, oh, we have components here. Okay, maybe it's something else then. The joys of software development 101. This screen content, by the way, is just boilerplate code that came with, I believe, this repository. Yeah. So it's an easy way just to display some content in the middle, some text, some separator, edit screen info, which open up the code in the screen. So it's just a really basic React Native component or screen, and is used by each one of the two tabs. The call now tab, which is here, the settings tab, which is basically exactly the same. I just move this thinking that this might work, because now the code is inside of src. Sometimes you might need to restart things. Let's remove this other app. Nine. I guess let's try a tsconfig change that I thought about earlier, because this is the new way of doing things. Everything that it's what is this curly slash anything else is going to be inside of source. Basically that allows you to, instead of always specifying this, you can say tilde and the header component is there. Stay on top. Because if I have a typo here, it will tell me, hey, that doesn't work, but now the import is working. Same for utils and that. But here the tsconfig file, it was doing this, just immediately in the same folder where you are, because see, they had the files, the components, it was components folder, it was in the same place. Come on, Gianfranco, just fix this. The model is working, right? The model is working. It says app/model. This seems to be working. status bar here, by the way. So let's see if I get rid of all of this stuff and I just have sort of an empty thing component and have text and hi and text again and import text from React Native. It renders. But when I have a stack, it renders the title but not the container. Okay, I'm gonna keep going another half an hour and see how it goes, and tomorrow we'll continue. But we're getting close. We're getting close. We're getting close. So if I do that and I stop and restart, sorry, and restart just the bundler, yeah, now everything needs to be changed. Let's put components. Probably we need utils. We don't have all of this, right? We have, what do we have? We have library, components, we don't have a hooks folder, and we have a store. I don't know if I need to I probably need to restart the bundler. Yeah. Oh, comma. Oh, of course. Everything is inside the src folder. No, so that doesn't fix the problem. So let's go back and revert this change. This was working yesterday, guys. So what could be the issue? Go to home screen. What happens? It goes to slash. Initial route name tabs. Ensure that reloading on /model keeps a back button present. I guess this ensures that reloading on modal keeps the back button present. I wonder if I need to do slash. I need to do this because no, because this is currently underneath layout. What was the thing we were talking about? Maybe this is now inside of that, but this is for for the other components. This is not for that, so that's not really related to this. Sorry about this, guys. This always happens, and it always will happen, so hopefully we'll fix this shortly and we'll continue actually making the actual app. This is the app config, which we don't have, and this is for about Expo, so this is nothing to do. This is an issue with Expo router. So let's look at how they tell you to configure Expo router. Sometimes you have to read the docs. Set up an entry point. For the property main, use Expo router /entry. Pretty sure we have that in the package JSON, right? Expo router entry, and I will delete this file, the index.js, to make sure there's no conflicts there, or it's reading that file for whatever reason. Modify your project's configuration. Add a deep link scheme in your app config. Scheme. What is this for? In my app config. Scheme. Call me, please. Okay. Modify that. Why do I need to modify the Babel or Babel config file? Ensure use Babel preset Expo, or delete the file. We're using this Expo preset. Clear the cache bundle. Probably that's a good thing to do. I'm not sure it's gonna solve anything, but it's good to know that we have that option to clear the cache bundle, because everything is cached, of course, somewhere, sometimes. Okay, create pages. So we have an app. This matches the oh. Where was that? This was the link to the home. Would that actually make a difference? No. Do we have this slash somewhere else inside of the app /expo? Need some utilities about the sign in, but we're not even trying to sign in, we're just even Are we even using this sign-in? Yeah, see, these are just utility functions. We're not using those functions at the moment. This is similar to how Next.js routes work. Recommended structure. Expo Router recommends sorting components and hooks by feature and features by navigation pattern. Are we using this unmatched? Not really. I guess this is the default unmatched thing. We have an error boundary that we could potentially use here. I just want two little tabs, please. Why cannot have two tabs? So let me just make a, let me save this. Let me commit all of this. Maybe not that last one, but anyway. Oh, I didn't commit this. These are deleted files. This is Sublime Merge, a very good tool for merging things. Of course, you can use VS Code, but I've been used to use this for a while. Let's do commit amend to modify the previous commit, because I basically just forgot to add some files. And my idea is, if I move this app folder to the Expo root or the Expo folder, what's gonna happen? It's gonna work. Is it gonna give me different error message? More likely. Welcome to Expo. Start by creating a file in the src app folder. Okay, I had that before, my friend. Routers. I love routers. So I'm not sure. So let's see. This is the main layouts. The main layout file inside of the tabs. Like, it seems like this is loading, but I'm not. Oh yeah, let's try that again. So if I have just a text inside of here, and again, sorry for all this debugging, but I'm just trying to make this work, guys. So this is the home, or actually it's called settings screen. And this is the call now screen. And if I reload this, so I believe the issue is not with the tab's content, is with this tab's specific route. Hello? Am I doing something? Why it's not finding my files? Why is not finding this piece of text? Okay, finally. So the tabs directory is a special directory name that tells Expo router to use tabs layout. From the file structure, the tabs directory has 3 files. The first is _layout tsx. Okay, thank you very much. Oh yeah, the other thing could be affecting this. I'm not really sure. It's maybe the first one. The TRPC provider should be around the whole layout of... Yeah, actually, this is the wrong place to put this. It's not for the tabs, it's actually for the entire stack. I want the provider of TRPC. Let's reload this. 9. Why is this not auto formatting? Oh, failed at prettier. Cannot find something. Let's restart language server. So we are about so there's some so my prettier is broken. That's something I need to fix. Yeah, okay, that doesn't work. HTML, we don't really have HTML content, or we're not gonna, for the moment anyway, deploy to HTML. There's some cache stuff, but I don't think that's cached. Like if I just render the model, if I just render the model, it doesn't really work, or it still doesn't. Okay, this is really bizarre. Okay, so it does load that, but as soon as it runs the stack of Expo router, it is not working. The Expo router versions, let's have a quick look at that. So Expo router versions, we have Expo router 5.3, which we don't want. We want, I think, the newer one. And yeah, we should have 4. Way to do that, to see which version you have, is npm list, and then you can do depth, so basically how deep in the list of packages that I install you want to go down. It should be in the first thing. Maybe I need to go inside of the apps Expo folder to run this command. Yeah, so we do have the last version that we want, because that's the version that this stack was using, the Expo stack. Router. What is this Expo router package? Is Metro doing something here? Add monorepo file paths to the Metro config. This allows Metro to resolve modules from the monorepo. Workspace is saying that it's this specific one, and two below or before. Yes, correct. Yeah. So it's gonna load nodes modules from here and from here, which is correct. So this I think has nothing to do with Expo router. Do we need that Expo types? Oh, internalization. This is good. We definitely want to add internalization later. Also called I18i. We can write that in our roadmap for phase number 72. Probably need to do this earlier because adding or changing the whole structure of the project to add internalization is actually much more difficult. It's better to do it as you go. Support multiple languages: English, Spanish, Ukrainian. I guess I'll just link to this folder here, and hopefully we'll figure out how to do that at that time. At the moment, guess what? This still doesn't work. The TRPC router doesn't seem to do anything and not making any difference. So for the moment, let's take it out from the main layout. That's good that types is our the URLs for the different routes are strictly typed by Expo router automatically. That's nice. I wonder if either the specific tabs. No, it's not the issue with this, it's the issue with the layout. I believe. Ba-ba-da-bum-ba-bum-ba-dum-ba-bum-bum. Oh, somebody found the same or got into the same issue, and updated the dependency ends run and seems to be okay. So they updated and fixed this bug on does it say which version? No, I don't I mean, it's called on Windows. I think it's affecting everybody. So let's see the release notes for Expo, which of course it's a monorepo, so we're gonna have to find it inside of the packages. I think the CLI was the one that had this change. And where is this Expo router thing? In version 0224. And now, which Expo CLI do we have? We have in theory 22.22.6, so you should include this. And it should include that bug fix. But we are not. Oh, we are in the latest. We are in the latest. Even Bacon, please help me. Please help me. Am I doing something really stupid? I'm sure I am. I have the Expo thing. Okay, let's just quickly try to restart the repo in this Expo stack with the configuration we had before and use. Would you like to? Oh yeah, I saved the configuration, so you could see it's tabs, React Native, Wind with Supabase, and EAS, which is the Expo. I always have to Google what is Expo EAS. What does it stand for? Application services, so it's their cloud solution. So let's just make it work, even though it might not be the one we want, the structure at the end. But for the life of me, I just want to look at the 2 tabs on the screen, please. Thank you very much. So let's do that, get the code, copy it across, and then I can have some lunch, because you probably, I don't know where you guys are, but it's 1:30 almost here in Spain, Malaga. Would you like to create? No, because that's actually gonna do that in the cloud. CD my Expo app, and the way you have it is you have immediately here, right? So I'm going to, these are all basically tests, so we don't want to commit those. I'll probably more likely stash this and do that. So, you know, this basically are the 2 folders. I just put things inside of the SRC folder because I thought that's what people do. But for some reason, not really. Do I have to do like something like entry SRC? No, doesn't seem to make a difference. So let's just copy this and then we'll try just to make this work. Even the tsconfig, replace everything, run. But now it's trying to load the lib files in the lib. Oops, Expo tailwind config. What is the issue? Is it Expo router or tailwind? Oh yeah, let's override this tailwind as well. Global CSS, yeah, we need a global CSS. Loading. Come on, load. I think, oh, TRPC provider. So this is the layout tabs. No, yeah, this is this one, yeah? Or is inside, outside? No, I think this is the app one here. This is complaining about this one. Or actually it's going inside the SRC folder. Why is it going to the SRC folder? If maybe I'll just call this something like this. I need to take a little break. Oh, tab 1, tab 2. Okay, perfect time to pause this or finish this part 2 of the live coding of an app. As you can see, the first couple of hours you might just need to troubleshoot anything, especially if you're working with new technologies, as I am doing with boilerplates, which are really popular, but popularity doesn't mean anything. It could still be a little bit difficult to merge code bases that you're not familiar, both of them. I'm not yet, but I'm getting better. So tomorrow, same time, we're gonna continue working on this. I'm gonna push the code, even though it doesn't really work at the moment, but we're gonna continue mañana. Thanks for watching. See you